So we cannot come out here playing. A lot of you guys may have seen me jigging on Instagram, but I am not an influencer, okay? I am a business attorney and a serial entrepreneur since 2004. I am a little old, and these are going to be some of the brick and mortar businesses that I have started and grown to 6 and 7 figures. So let's get to business structure. This is you. You may have a house. You may have a car. You may have money in the bank. When you decide to do business as a sole proprietor, when you decide to do business as a DBA, which stands for Don't Be Asked Out, you are doing business exposing your assets to creditors, and we don't want that. So the first thing you want to do when you're thinking about starting a business is form your LLC. And let me tell you why. Let's just say I have Joy's Ambulance Service. But I say I'm going to wait until I make some money and then I'm going to get my LLC. My driver is driving my ambulance. Him and his girlfriend broke up. He's on the phone cussing and fussing with her. And he runs a red light and he hits a person walking down the street. And they're paralyzed. I'm now going to be sued. Because I don't have an LLC, they're suing me, and they're going to now come knock on my door and take my house, my car, the money in the bank, so we don't want that, okay? So, when we are starting business, we're thinking about, I want to do X, Y, and Z. Before you make a dollar, you are forming your LLC, not because the business is big. You want to separate yourself from your assets. So, same scenario. I got Joy's Ambulance Service. My driver ran the red light, paralyzed someone. I'll lose whatever the LLC has, but they won't be able to touch my personal assets. Okay, so the first things first is we have to have an LLC. Besides asset protection, an LLC makes you look credible. It's going to reserve your business name in the state that you are in. If you want to reserve your name in the US of A, you need a trademark. And then last but not least, your LLC can walk into the bank and get a line of credit. It can get a loan. It can apply for business grants. Now, for those of you guys who have multiple businesses, give me a 1 in the chat if you have more than one business. You may do a couple of things. We have new ones. Bet. We do not want to run multiple businesses out of one LLC, and this is why. I have Joy's Ambulance Service. Joy's Ambulance Service is paying all my bills, okay? My business bills, is paying my house bills, is what I'm living off of. And then I say, you know what? I think I want to start doing some lashes, but I'm not going to get an LLC. I'm going to wait. I'm going to go get a DBA. I'm going to run my DBA through my LLC. And if my lash company makes money, then I'm going to go get an LLC. Let me tell you why you don't want to do that. If I'm doing lashes, I put too much glue on the girl's eye. It gets her contact stuck on her retina. It causes her to be blind. Now she's suing me. But there was no separate LLC, so she's actually going to be suing Joy's Ambulance LLC. So not only will she be able to get the cash flow from Joy's Lashes, she'll be able to get the cash flow and the assets from Joy's Ambulance Service. So I'm now exposing my cash flow, my assets of another business to this business because I combined everything like gumbo. Now, if I lose my cash flow from my ambulance business, how am I going to pay my bills? I'm not. So now my son has to come out of AU basketball. Now my daughter has to come out of cheer. Now my spouse has to go turn in that luxury car. Now we cussing and fussing at home. Ain't no one going nowhere for spring break or summer. Now we're not having sex. Now we're in divorce court and bankruptcy court, and we have the monkeys around our neck. The monkey represents stress. Either you are eating too much and gaining weight, or you're not eating, you are being skinny. Now you're in divorce court and bankruptcy court, all because you wanted to save $500 and wait to get your LLC. In business, something will happen. In business, something will happen. You will make a mistake. Your employee will make a mistake. I thought the contract read 1, 2, 3. You thought it read 3, 2, 1. Now we cussing and fussing in court. Okay? You want to make sure that if something were to happen, you are protected. So, the proper way of running multiple businesses was for each business to be its own LLC. So I have Joy's Ambulancers. I have Joy's Lashes. Same scenario. Too much glue on the girl's eye. Contact came blind. Blah, blah, blah. I'll lose whatever Joy's Lashes has, but Joy's Ambulance is still running. I am still paying my bills. I am still paying my employees. I'm going to Mexico for spring break. That spouse is good. My kids are good. I may have some attorney's fees. I may have to restructure my business, but I don't have the monkey around my neck. Life is still good. So for those who have multiple businesses, you want to have each business be its own LLC. Now, when it comes to your business structure, the 4-pack is going to be an LLC, EIN, operating agreement, business bank account. So each LLC is going to have their own EIN, have their own operating agreement, have their own business bank account. Okay? Now, when we are forming our LLC is the first step in getting asset protection. For us to keep that asset protection, we now have to run our business like it's Walmart, or what's called follow the corporate formalities. We have to run our business like it's Walmart or follow the corporate formalities. So, number one, every state, except for about 4, are going to require you to file some kind of LLC annual report. If you don't file this report, your state's going to make your LLC inactive. Regardless if you made any money, regardless if you did anything with your LLC, if you want to have an active LLC, you have to file this report. If you don't have an active LLC, they're going to what's called disregard your LLC. So let's say this is you with your personal assets. You form your LLC, but you didn't file the annual report. It's now inactive and you got hit with a lawsuit. At the time of the lawsuit, if that LLC is inactive, they're going to disregard that LLC, act like it's not there, and they're coming after your personal assets. Mr. Dulce earlier was saying you have to have a business bank account. You want to make sure, though, that only business expenses come out of the business bank account. At the time of the lawsuit, they're going to subpoena your last 90 days of bank statements. If you got Fashion Nova, you got Shein, you got the hookah bar, right? You got haircuts. If all that's coming out your business bank account, they gonna say, "Girl, you playing? You ain't Walmart. You acting like it's the piggy bank." They're going to disregard your LLC, and now they're coming after your personal assets. Certain industries require certain licenses, permits, and insurance. So if the ambulance industry requires you to have $1 million insurance policy, but I'm on a budget, so I got a $500,000 policy because I ain't going to pay all that. At the time of the lawsuit, you were underinsured. They're going to disregard your LLC, and now they're coming after your assets. We don't want that. Okay, so forming your LLC is the first part to get asset protection. Running your business like it's Walmart or following the corporate formalities is how we are going to keep that asset protection. Now, give me a 2 in the chat if anyone on here owns assets. Does anyone have a house, a car, maybe trademarks, a life insurance policy? Does anyone on this call have assets? If we have assets and we're in a business, you are going to want to have what's called a holding company. Okay? A holding company is going to be an LLC, but what makes it a holding company is how we use the LLC. We're going to use the LLC to own the assets. So just like you don't want to do business with an LLC that has multiple businesses, you don't want to do business with an LLC that also owns assets. So I have Joy's Ambulance Service, but Joy's Ambulance Service owns 2 ambulances. I don't want to operate and do business with an LLC that also owns the assets for this reason. Same scenario, my driver and his girlfriend broke up. They cussing and fussing. He not paying attention. He runs a red light, paralyzes someone. When they sue me, they're going to come take whatever this LLC has. You want to minimize your loss in business. So how we minimize our loss is we separate the assets from the operating business. This would be my ambulance LLC, the one doing business with the public, the one signing the contracts, the one doing the business. I'll have a holding company. It's going to own the asset, meaning the title of the car, the deed to the home. The beneficiary on the life insurance policy would be the holding company, the owner of the trademark. I'll have a lease agreement between these two. Every single month, my operating LLC will pay a lease fee to be able to use these assets. So same scenario, driver broke up with his girlfriend, they cussing and fussing, run a red light, I get sued. I'll lose the cash flow of Joy's Ambulance, but I won't lose my hard asset. I can restructure this LLC, form another one. I still have my assets, get a new lease agreement. Now I'm back in business. In business, people going to say credit's king. Cash flow is king in business. Cash flow is king in business. The second your cash flow dries up, it's a wrap. So you have to do everything in your power to protect that cash flow. I have been in business for over 20 years. I have yet to meet an employee that I'm petty. I can say, hey, girl, guess what? Girl, I just ain't got it this week. Can you work this next week for free? I'm going to get you. I've never met an employee that's going to work for free. I've never met a vendor that's going to give me supplies and I can go get them back later. I've never met a landlord that's going to let me make it. So you want to make sure that you're protecting the cash flow of your business. Now, let's talk about how we can get some free money for your business. Is anyone like, how do I get some free money for my business? How can I get some debt-free money for my business? Let me find my slide, y'all. Hold on. Let me find my slides. Business grants are a great way of getting money into your business that you don't have to pay back. Okay? If you are a new business, you may be robbing from Peter to pay Paul. That's just how it goes sometimes. If you are a more established business and you're scaling, we are using our cash flow for additional properties, locations, equipment, inventory. Our cash flow may be going to other things. So getting another line of credit, getting another loan, getting more debt may not be beneficial for our cash flow. So business grants are a great way of getting free money or debt-free money into your business. There's not going to be a credit check. Most grants are not going to ask for financials, a P&L statement, tax returns. You can have a criminal history and apply for business grants. And the applications are really simple to fill out online. Now, they're going to require an active LLC, an EIN, and a business bank account, but we don't want to be basic, right? We want our application to stand out because business grants are also competitive. So to make our business stand out, number one, you need to have a branded or a business email address. info@yourbusinessname.com. Customer service at yourbusinessname.com. Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, iCloud, those are considered personal email addresses. So if I'm applying for a grant at joytheceo@gmail.com, it's like going to a business interview with a bonnet on your head. It is not the look you want, okay? Number two, we need to have a website or a landing page. When they Google your business, something needs to pop up. You can go on Fiverr.com and get a website. They also have sites like Wix, Squarespace, Shopify that will have website templates. And all you have to do is swap out your color, add your information, throw your logo on there. We also need to have a business social media. A lot of the grant applications, they're going to ask for your social media page. So yes, you can promote your business on your personal page, but you and Tukey may have been two-stepping this weekend, right? We don't want the grant reviewer seeing that fun side of you. We want them to see the nice professional side of you. So you want to have a separate business social media page that's branded, whatever are your brand colors, that's what's going to be on your page. Nice professional photos. Everything looks nice and corporate. I should not be able to know how big or small you are based on your social media page. Now, some of the common questions that they're going to ask you are, what problem does your business solve? What makes your business unique or stand out? What makes you different? Are you doing something in a new way? Are you using some kind of innovative means to do something? Have you got some new technology? Is this problem just not being addressed? What makes you unique? Do you have some kind of experience? What makes you different than the competition? Number 3, why do you need the money and how would you use the money? Number 4, why did you start the business? And number 5, what challenges did you face when you started your business? Now, the number one reason why people don't get approved for business grants is they're asking for the wrong thing. So, unlike a nonprofit, this is not the time to make you sound busted and disgusted. I don't have no clients. They about to close my doors. I got an eviction notice. Can someone please just give me some money? I'm going to give my service away for free. You just pay me. Nobody wants to throw one life jacket to the sinking Titanic. Okay? So we are never going to talk about our business in a negative light. I don't care if the eviction notice is on the door. Okay? We're going to focus on the positive things that we have. So you want to ask yourself, what does my business need to make more money in 30 days? And you want to ask for that. What does my business need to make more money in 30 days and ask for that? If having more equipment will make you more money, you could do the job quicker, faster, more efficiently, then ask for equipment. If your industry has some kind of expensive CRM system, some kind of expensive software, and by having this software, it's going to help you make more money by either generating more business or getting the job done quicker to have you do more jobs, ask for software. If maybe you're mobile, right, and now it's time to have an actual office space, an actual storefront, ask for rent. Maybe, you are wearing too many hats. If you were able to hire an employee to kind of come in, do the admin work that would allow you to go be the rainmaker, go get more business, ask for payroll for other people. If attending a conference, you can learn something new or be able to network with those who are killing it in your industry and be able to, drum up some more business, ask for professional conference fees. If you need some kind of trademark, some kind of professional fees, ask for that. Ask for what's going to make you more money. If you need another ambulance, ask for that. So you want to ask for what's going to make you more money because the grant reviewer is looking to see what entrepreneur is going to take this money and flip it. So if I have Joy's ambulance and I'm saying, hey, I have 2 ambulances. I am turning down contracts left and right. If you gave me the down payment for 2 more ambulances, I can be picking up and be doubling my profits. And then I have Joy's Home Health Care. I'm asking for money for an LLC and a logo, and I need money for a website. I'm just sitting at home twiddling my thumbs, waiting for the purple unicorn to come drop off the lucky leprechaun, holding the 4-leaf clover, holding all the money I need to fund my business. Which one are you going to give the grant to? So you got to understand you're competing with people who are doing something. So you want to lead with what's going to make you more money. Now, where do you find business grants? I'm so glad you asked. Number one, I have a business grant bundle. It's on my website. It's only $99. It's going to give you a list of over 900 business grants to apply for. I update the list every single month, and you have lifetime access to it. I also have training courses inside as to how to apply. You don't have $99, I still got you. You can Google business grants. If you Google business grants are going to pop up. A grant does not have to be industry specific, okay? The most common grant is going to be a small business grant. Now, they do have some industry specific grants. So if you're in the beauty industry, if you are in the restaurant industry, Progressive every year has a $50,000 commercial vehicle grant. They rotate every other year. 1 year is going to be for African Americans. The next year is going to be for Latinos. Okay. But there are business grants anywhere. They have websites that have nothing but business grants on them. You can go to websites like skip.com, helloalice.com, or grantwatch.gov. You can also go to your state's Chamber of Commerce. They're going to have business grants. Okay. So I always tell entrepreneurs, you want to apply for 3 to 5 grants every single month. 3 to 5 grants every single month. But let me tell you the gag. Here's the gag. Most of the grant applications are going to ask you the same questions. So once you fill out one grant application, write down your answers in a Google Doc. So when you apply for the next grant, you have those answers and you're really just copying and pasting. The only thing you're going to be changing is going to be the budget. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is going to be our budget. We don't want to just freestyle with the budget. If it's a $10,000 grant, you want to ask for $10,000 worth of things. Don't ask for $100,000 worth of things and the grant is just $10,000. You may need $100,000, but that's too much of a disparity. You may have to stack. You may have to stack the grants. Meaning you may have to get multiple grants to go ahead and do whatever it is that you're trying to do. If it's a $10,000 grant, I'm gonna put $10,000 worth of expenses. Okay. Now we don't want to just freestyle, meaning 1,500 here, 2,000 here, 1,000 here. You want to actually go research what is it that you need, and you want to go get a median cost. Not the most expensive version of it, not the cheapest version. Act like it's your money. What's right in the middle? And I would actually put the real number. I need $2,315 to go do a marketing campaign. So you want to write down how much it is, why you need it, but to go one step further, explain how this marketing campaign is going to bring you more money. So I need $3,422 to get 2 down payments for an ambulance, because if I have an additional ambulance, I'll be able to pick up double the contracts. That sounds better versus I need $3,000 for equipment. The more it looks like you put thought and effort into your grant application, the more you're making your grant application stand out above all the rest. Because everyone at home is going to say they're going to just freestyle 1,500, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, and they're not going to say why the equipment, the inventory, the this, the that is going to make them more money. So that is my, are we doing questions, Hans, or no? I kind of just ran through all that.
You did your thing. We could definitely do questions. For you, Herman, I love the fact that you guys stay on, but I wanted to say something, man, because this shit is so inspiring, right? And you guys got to understand, the people that's on this live, you guys are the post-COVID people. Everybody kind of got rich during COVID. It was a lot easier. But the people that's on this summit is the ones that's really about making that money and really about grinding. So I want you guys to understand that this is the type of work that it's going to take to listen to these summits, to listen to mentors like Joy and Herman. That's the type of time you guys got to take this time out on a weekday and really dedicate yourself to becoming successful. This is not overnight success. These people that are invited to this room, They're not overnight success. We can talk about how long it took them to get to where they're at. So you guys got to understand, this is one step. It's going to be a long journey, but I want you guys to give yourself an applause for actually taking this first step. I'm not even hyping y'all up. This is like real talk. I love the fact that people are on here during their day. Y'all could be doing anything else, but y'all really want to make it. So if you do have a question, please ask Herman, ask Joy. I'm going to really tell people how I made my money, but I do want to take 10 minutes for anybody that has a question for Joy or Herman. And it can be anything, right? Somebody asked, what about a holding company? But Joy, you definitely talked about that. And if you guys love the information, Joy is put some fire emojis. Let's go. Like, they're taking their time out to really be here. So this is dope. This is super dope. And Esteban, all right. Are we taking, you want to talk to him live, Joy? Or you want them to just put it on the chat? All right.
What you got, Esteban?
Yes, you are there. Let's make the questions, Mr. Esteban, really quick, short, so we can give other people time, and I can jump into my presentation.
Okay, yes, sir. I appreciate you taking the question. My question is, I just got down with Gooch and his team. I paid for a $10,000 mentorship to start home health care, but I'm always constantly trying to, like, I want to get into learning the industry and keep up with the industry. What can anybody here say to help or have to offer for me to make sure that I'm constantly learning any tools, any things that, that I need to, I know she just was talking about the grants but is there anything that I need to be doing
There's a lot you need to be doing. There's one thing is you get on webinars like this. Number two is you reach out to Joy and make sure that your company's structured correctly. She can put together a plan on how you want to get taxed, how you want to get paid. She's going to make sure that you have, like she said, the right LLC, the right, structure for your company. Then you talk to someone like Herman and you give Herman your vision. Hey, I want to open up a home care in these states, and this is what financially is going to look like. Mr. Herman, what is it going to take? So now you started the company the right way and you're funding the company the right way. And then you speak to Gooch and he can tell you how to 10X that company because that's what he does.
And then number 4, you're going to join Hans's community so you can stay updated with multiple people in the same industry to make sure you're getting all of the information you need to succeed.
Exactly. Okay. I appreciate that.
That was definitely a plug. So,
Hans, how do I join your community?
Yes.
We're going to drop that right now, and I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to take it over. But if anyone has a question for Joy or Herman, please drop it on the chat, and I'm going to talk to you guys about my community, and we're going to go from there. You guys ready? Let's go. All right. Can y'all see that real quick? Are we seeing this? All right. If y'all can see this, put like hands up. Can y'all see this? Joy or Herman?
Yes, we can see it.
All right. Awesome. So listen, guys, this is what I bring to the table. I bring the knowledge of getting into healthcare without a medical degree. I bring the knowledge of doing something without even a college degree. Guys, I'm telling you, this is not